For many months, there were speculations that Rovman Powell was going to leave the Jamaica Talons. In fact, from as far back as November 2022. In the last 3 or 4 weeks, this speculation intensified, and rumors had it then that he was going to the Barbados Royals. On Wednesday morning, we woke up to a post on Powell Instagram page saying, "It is with a heavy heart that my time with the Jamaica Talons has come to an end." Yesterday, speaking on Nationwide News Network, CEO of the Jamaica Talons, Jeff Miller, said that they try to persuade Powell to stay, but clearly the gentleman's mind was made up and he signed for the Barbados Pride. But how did we get here? Where it all went wrong? Why a winning captain in his prime, a Jamaican in his prime, leave the Jamaica Talons franchise to a Barbados franchise? I heard that Powell will be captaining the Barbados Royal. We look forward to see that. Hello everyone and welcome to the show. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. Mother's Day is a week from Sunday. Please, there are some links in the video description. Click on those links and get some very wonderful presents for those special ladies in your life. Click on those links in the video description. Now, this is what I know, and I'm not speculating here. During the T10 before the CPL last year in Antigua, there was an incident, and these incidents happen all the time. They happened all the time. But it just seems like this one was deeper than the others. There was a message to go out on the field. And one person believed that the message should go out at the end of the over. And another person believed that it should go out now, right now. Don't wait until the end of the over. As I said, these disagreements happen all the time in all team sport all over the world. It doesn't matter the level. There are always a difference in opinion on this and these things. But it seems like this escalated. This little incident that should have just been a passing incident escalated, and it required a team meeting. This I also know, that when the team reached St. Lucia, there was a disagreement whether Hamir Jagnu should play or Shamar Brooks. There was also a disagreement. And that escalated also. So the parties involved were not seen eye to eye, as it happens a lot in team sport. But it seems like in the Jamaican Talons, every incident was blown up and was blown out of proportion. I heard, and you realize that on the two previous points that I made, I said I know. This one I heard. Rumors had it that things reached such a state that by the time the team reached Trinidad and Tobago, Andre Coley, the assistant coach of the team, was fired. However, a reconciliation was brokered by the team management that Coley was reinstated. So yes, Coley was fired. That's what I heard. That is rumors. The 2 points above, I know. This one is what I heard, that he was fired. And a reconciliation was brokered by the team management, and he was reinstated. This I also know because I was there and I was present and I saw it. At the Everest Cricket Ground in Guyana, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's the one near to the police station, right at the seawall there. I think it's the Everest Cricket Ground. There was a very long, extended meeting at that cricket ground, and no training took place that day. It appears that everyone spoke at that meeting, and clearly you could see that something was wrong in the Jamaica Talawas camp then. There were even whispered among persons at the ground who was there who came for the training session. Persons at the ground was even saying that it looks like Jamaica was not going to take any further part in the competition. In fact, my taxi driver called me before St. Lucia Kings in that match. The same match that was rained out. Unfortunately, it was rained out because if Jamaica Talawas had played that match and they have lost, they would have not have made the playoffs. So fortunately, it rained out, and the points that they got from that rain out match allowed them to qualify, allowed the JT to qualify for the playoffs. But back to the point of the taxi. My taxi driver called me in the morning very early and asked me if I'm going to the match because he heard that my captain had gone home. That's what the taxi driver said. In essence, what he said to me, and I will not remember the exact words that he used that then, but in essence, he was saying that a taxi, Powell called for a taxi that night, the Thursday night, to pick him up to carry him to the airport. Whether it was Powell who decided to leave or it was the management that decided he was leave, whatsoever the persons or hierarchy who decided that he should leave that night, or it was him who decided to leave. My taxi driver told me that a taxi was called to the hotel to take Powell to the airport. However, it seems like things settled down and it was a reconciliation again was reached. So very interesting, rumors have it that Jamaica Talawas was within hours of forfeiting that match against the St. Lucia Kings on that Friday. But let us look at the interview that Powell gave after the Jamaica Talawas win the CPL. And it's such a long time ago, so I'm paraphrasing here. I think we use the disrespect that we endure as a motivation to be honest. That's what he said. But look at the second part of it. He established a leadership group comprises of King, Lewis, Allen, and Brooks. And they were integral in pushing the team in a particular direction. This leadership group. So if there was a group pushing the team in one particular direction, was there another group pushing the team in another direction? Were there other influences pushing the team in another direction? Did this influence came from outside the team or inside the team? It appears that it was from inside the team. Now, it appears that the division, and we should call a spade a spade. And I'm not blaming any party here. I do not know where the blame should go. But what I do know is that the division between Sheldon Power and Powell was so wide that there was no room for reconciliation. That's how deep it was. There was such strong disagreement, and the relationship was so strained between both parties that there was no room for reconciliation, and one of them would have to go. And it appears that Powell decided that he is going, and our likelihood he will be captaining the Barbados Royals. Now, before I move on to who will be captaining the Jamaica Talawas, I want you to think about this. Think about this. During the post-match interview, although Darren Ganga asked both parties, that is Chanda Paul and Ravman Powell, direct questions, they both ignored calling each other's name. At no time can you recall any one of you listening to this commentary or in this chat, can you recall at any time during those interviews, any party, either Chanda Paul or Powell, call each other name? Can you recall ever seeing Chanda Paul and Powell close together after the team leaves Antigua? Whether on the team balcony, whether in training, whether in warm-up before matches, whether during matches. I've all seen both persons together, the way a coach and a captain should be communicating. Clearly, the division was very wide, and these two gentlemen were not tolerating each other. So it should come as no that Powell have decided to move on to a new franchise. This year, it is very unlikely that Jamaica Talawas will recover from this debate. Squads the final half, I think, will be in June, but some name of retained players. But as far as the Jamaica Talawas goes, and I said this on radio in Jamaica on Wednesday, that emotionally, I would like to see King captain the Jamaica Talawas team. However, it is very unlikely that that will happen, in my opinion. One, I don't think any member of that leadership group will be allowed to lead the Jamaica Talawas this year. No member of the Powell clique, I think, will be allowed to lead the Jamaica Talawas. In fact, I'm waiting to see how many of them will be retained by the Jamaica Talawas. Don't be surprised if these 4 players in the end do not end up in the Jamaica Talawas squad. Don't be surprised if some late trading take place after today. Don't be surprised. I think that Imad Wasim is the likely man to lead the Jamaica Talawas, the Pakistani left-arm spinner Imad Wasim. My understanding is that he has been contacted. I've also heard rumors of a prodigal son returning home. So there are very interesting times lay ahead for the Jamaica Talawas in this year's CPL. Very interesting time. We look forward with bated breath to see what will happen in this year's CPL. As I said, it should come as no surprise to no one that Ravman Powell have decided to move on from the Jamaica Talawas. The relationship between Powell and Chanda Paul, it seems that it was unreconcilable and one party has to go, and Powell decided to move on to the Barbados Pride, the Royals, and all indications are that he will be captaining the team. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. I'm going to take your comments. Sheldon Simmet, good morning. Morning all. This seems to be the MO with the team. Gail, Russell, and now Powell. All respected Jamaicans. Yeah, it appears that way. And I asked the question the other day, is it a coincidence that there was is it a coincidence that there was a clash between Chanda Paul and Powell, and now there's and there was a clash between Sarwan and Gale? Are those things coincident? Thank you, Mr. Champion. How are you? Chris, Powell was not getting along with the coaching staff. Thank you, Chris. Glen, Campbell, how are you? Welcome to the show. Nice to see you joining the show. Go figure, Jamaican franchise owned by Guyanese, managed by Guyanese, end result, big disrespect to all respected Jamaicans. Enough said. Well, Glen Campbell, I do not want to engage in the insularity, but I welcome your opinions, and you are entitled to your opinion, and I'm not against anyone expressing their opinions. But is it coincident, Glen Campbell? Is it coincident? Mr. Casanova, what a disrespectful act. This is not, we demand they apologize and bring Powell back. We don't want Aiden Walsh Jr. You see, the thing is, Mr. Casanova, what? If Powell is staying, Chanda Paul will not stay. It is as clear as that. Don't fool ourselves any bit. The two gentlemen will not work together. They will not work any longer together. That disrespect that Powell spoke about during that post-match interview after the JT won the competition, it runs very, very, very deep, Mr. Casanova. I do not see both parties staying along and staying together. Why do Guyanese people always have issues with Jamaicans? Alain Payne, can you answer that for me, Alain Payne? Mr. Casanova, maybe jealousy. Why they don't get along with us? Alain Payne, Guyanese don't have a good cricket relationship with Bajans too. I just state the facts, and I really like the views coming in. I appreciate your opinions coming in. I try and state the facts. It is a more to this Ravman issue than we is. Is there more to this Ravman issue than we know? Dear break environment, there's a lot more. There's a lot more to it. But let us summarize everything and say that there was a big rift between the coach, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, and Ravman Powell. The rumors that we are hearing, there are so many rumors from in Guyana that you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. And what I said earlier, that Jamaica Talawas came within hours of forfeiting the match against St. Lucia. Everyone in Guyana can tell you that. They can tell you that it was a matter of hours. The taxi driver was the first person to inform me that a taxi turned up for Powell at the hotel. Whether it was Powell who called the taxi because he decided to go home, or whether he was sent home, I don't know. But a taxi was called to the hotel to take Powell to the airport. That's what we know. Powell will do well with my country team, the Barbados Royal. I think so too. Powell said they won last year to spite the management. But I never heard that comment, but you bring that to the table. Okay. Is this the case? I'm supporting Barbados this year. So someone please give me a temporary badge and passport for CPL. It is the case, Mr. Casanova. What I've said, all the things that I've said here can be vindicated. They can, I said things that I know. And I said things that there are strong rumors. For in the case with the taxi driver. The taxi driver could not ask me those questions if those things that never actually happened. We don't know who called the taxi. We don't know if it was Powell who decided that it is time and he's going home, or we don't know if he was sent home. We don't know that. But what we do know, that a taxi was called to the hotel for Ravman Powell to go to the airport. We know that. Sheldon. Let's look at Sheldon's comment. Sheldon. Powell was removed as captain in the International League T20. Also, we've seen a developing problem. Was he removed as captain, Sheldon? Was he removed as captain? Well, that's news to me. Well, that is news to me, right? I did not know about that. That is news to me. I'd rather get rid of Chanda Paul over Powell. Well, Mr. Casanova, there are persons who are of that opinion, and there are persons who are of the opinion that it's better for Chanda Paul to stay. So you will have persons on both sides. King seems a logical choice for the next captain. As I said, I heard that it is Imad Wasim from Pakistan, and there may be return of a prodigal son. Looks like the Jamaican franchise don't want any Jamaican in the team. Well, I really don't think so. So Shiv cannot be the West Indies white ball coach. No, he can be, but not with Rovman Powell as the captain. But I think I said this already, Sheldon Smith. I said this some time ago. I said, Juna Davis, Sir Glen, big up yourself. Yes, I'm so happy that through this forum, both Juna Davis and Glen Campbell both men from Phoenix can reunite. Both of them are from Phoenix Park. So what will Rovman do? When Chanda Paul should be the head coach for West Indies? Brian Mitchell, very interesting question. I don't think it will happen though. I don't see Powell playing for the West Indies if Chanda Paul is the head coach. I think if Chanda Paul becomes the head coach of the West Indies white ball team, and remember, Brian, Cricket West Indies have said they're going to separate coaches. They're going to have a red ball coach and a white ball coach. I do not think Rovman Powell will play for the West Indies if Shivnarine Chanda Paul will be appointed coach of the white ball team. However, I do not think Cricket West Indies knows what is happening, because Cricket West Indies knows what is happening. Cricket West Indies is fully aware of the situation. Because my understanding, and that night when the taxi was called to the hotel, and again I said, we don't know if it was Powell who called the taxi or if he was sent home. We do not know. I do not know. But my understanding is that Cricket West Indies got involved then to save the tournament. That is my understanding. So they are well aware of this is going on. And it would be strong-headed for Cricket West Indies to have Rovman Powell as their T20 captain and to appoint Shivnarine Chanderpaul as the coach, knowing that this is taking place. It will be foolhardy. It would not be wise. It would not be wise. You would be dictating the big men and say, guys, you have to play together. Chanderpaul is the coach. Powell, you have to play. I think if that happened, Powell will walk away, just like how he walked away from the Jamaica Talawas. Remember, Sarwan had issues with Gale. Yes, Alan Payne, I said that earlier. I said that earlier. Now Jamaicans support the Talawas still. Yes, Payne, we will continue to support the Talawas. Mr. Casanova, you heard that? Who is turning Chris Gale or who is returning? Chris Gale or Jaros? Let's say Mr. Casanova, the prodigal son. I heard that a prodigal son is returning. Good morning, Mr. Cricket Forum. Nice to see you back with the live show. I am waiting for the show between Weeks Edley and the academy team. Good move by Rovman. And as Crystal, as we talk about the Weeks Edley team, I'm looking forward to that Bangladesh 18 tour. And I've mulled over a lot about picking a 15-man squad for the tour of Bangladesh, that 18 tour. And I am unable to come up with a practical 15 because admittedly, the performances in this series from the two senior team is nothing to write home about. Nothing to write home about. The two senior team has performed so badly. And one, I would not be quick to put someone like Kevlan Anderson or Wickham. I'm very impressed with Wickham. By the way, I'm very, very impressed with Wickham. Kevin Wickham, I'm very impressed with him. But I would not be quick to put them in an A-team tour because I would like to see them repeat the performances before I am ready to select them for an A-team tour. But when you look at the senior gentlemen, they're struggling. They're struggling apart from that innings from McCaskey and King and one from Da Silva, who you do not expect to be in the A-team tour because Da Silva is the West Indies regular choice player. You do not expect him to be in the A-team tour. Devon Thomas expect him to be in the tour and he made a nice 50 yesterday. But I'm struggling to put a team together for the A-team tour. And I'm waiting to see who West Indies will send on that A-team tour. I hope they send Hope though. I really hope that they send Shea Hope on that tour. Yes, so guys need to put aside egos, man. It always happens in sport, Alain Payne. Shiv is calm on the surface, but as a strong personality, as does Powell. That is true, Sheldon. Both of them are very, very strong personality. That boy, Kirk McKenzie, is special. Alain Payne, I will have him on the A-team tour. No doubt about that. Chanda Paul will be red ball coach. Powell on the play white ball. Okay, so Chanda Paul will be the red ball coach. Thank you for that update. Sammy St. Ellen. Good day, guys. Happy to see the live in. Right now, my concern is with majority of our cricket being played in rainy season. Yes, that is also a concern. Wickham needs time still. Yes, as I said about Wickham, I like him, but I would like to see a repeat performance. In my book, Wickham is ahead of Kevlan Anderson. And the main reason why I said that, and I must give credit, I think it was someone said to me that although Nandu scored 100 in that regional 4-day match, they believe that Kevlan Anderson is a better batsman. And as we look forward to the match today, Nandu is at the crease. And I don't remember who is at the crease, and we wish them well. We hope they go on and get a big score. I think Nandu and Atanes, but Nandu is at the crease. Oh my God, here we go again. Professionalism in lacking in West Indies camp. Bobby Bonds, I will not put it as far as professionalism because as I said, and as we all know, these things happen in every level of sport all over the world. And here we go with two gentlemen with huge egos who cannot work together. And it was a miracle. It was a miracle that the Jamaica Tallawahs were kept together for the CPL last year. Weeks and Edley teams, my concern is the averages, man. Yes, it's a great concern. I would put Shiv at the youth level. He cannot command seniors. Well, Sheldon, you may be onto something. Thank you all for tuning in. I was really happy to be back here. And now that some cricket West Indies, the A-team is coming up. After the A-team tour, because the A-team returned to the Caribbean on the 2nd of June. Shortly after that, they leave for the World Cup qualifiers, which start the 18th of June. And then India are here, then CPL, then the World Test Championship finals. So there's a lot of cricket that have been coming up. I've been streaming some Jamaica local cricket live. Schoolboy cricket and Senior Cup. We had a very interesting Senior Cup cricket match over the weekend where St. Catherine Cricket Club, the team of Andre Russell, beat Kingston Cricket Club, which is a team of Odin Simmet, Brandon King, Kirk McKenzie. Yeah, you know, so those guys were missing from the Kingston team, while St. Catherine only really have one player missing. But Kingston won. But the larger point I want to make about that match, which is putting things into context. And really, this point was prompted by a sport commentary I watched on TVJ Jamaica, in which the host state clearly noted that the Senior Cup final, which is the highest standard of cricket in Jamaica, that final was played over 2 days. And noted that the schoolboy final was played over 3 days. What he did not note, however, was that the Senior Cup finals was scheduled for 90 overs per day. 2 days, 90 overs per day. And this is a Senior Cup finals. The schoolboy finals, which was scheduled for 3 days, was scheduled for 100 overs per day. Did the Jamaica Cricket Association got it wrong in scheduling the Senior Cup finals for only 2 days, while the schoolboy cricket was scheduled for 3 days? Thank you all for tuning in. Please, I'm asking you, slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. And Mother's Day is coming up, and I have some links in the video description. You can get some wonderful presents for those special ladies in your life. Click on those links in the video description. May God bless you. Have a great day as we watch the third day's play in the Tri-Series, Weeks 11 versus Headley 11. God bless. One love. See you over there.